Hey everyone, how's it going? I am MisterBo, and Crash Team Rumble has officially been revealed at the Game Awards yesterday, and today we're going to be going over some details and information that you may have missed from the reveal. If you want to check out my full breakdown of the reveal trailer, a whole 12-minute in-depth breakdown, you can check the link in the description below or in the card at the top right hand corner now. But in this video, we're going to be going over some screenshots that came out alongside the trailer, as well as some information that came out from the press release. And I think there's some pretty cool things you may have missed, including what those relics littered around the map might be for, as well as whether or not this game is going to have cross-platform play. So let's start with that. In fact, crossplay has been confirmed. PlayStation users and Xbox users are going to be able to play together, and this is such an important thing. It was the biggest downfall of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. The online lobbies just weren't there because the player base was segmented to its own player base. The Switch player base dropped off heavily. Xbox player base dropped off as well, meaning that there was only really kind of a player base on PlayStation, but if there had been crossplay, then those people on Switch and Xbox would have been able to continue playing. So it's good to see that crossplay has been confirmed for Crash Team Rumble, and it means I'm going to be able to do online lobbies and things with basically all of you guys. Now we also have a load of brand new screenshots that were revealed alongside the trailer, so let's break those down and go over some information in those that you may have missed. And I'm going to start off with this one because there's a couple of things in this one. The first thing I want to bring up is people have been suggesting that we may be seeing Catbat in a different outfit here from previous screenshots and the trailer. Now I don't believe that is the case because, as you can see from the bottom left, there is light shining on this section of the map. I really do think this is just a lighting thing. It's a lot more brighter, so you can see the colors a lot more in Catbat's outfit. And actually the original artist of Catbat, which we've all been calling him, Nicholas Cole, has actually got to Twitter and said, "Baby boy, baby," confirming that this character, for one, is a boy, and he describes him as Catbat. Now obviously things in development change. Catbat might not actually be the official name of this character when we are playing the game, but at least we get the confirmation that he was at one point at least called Catbat, and well, he is a he, which a lot of people weren't too sure on. And then the other thing in this image is what Cortex is standing on. He's standing on a platform, and we don't really know what these platforms are for, but we can make a very strong educated guess by the next screenshot. So here we have just a nice simple shot of the map. We have those platforms again, but you can see on this one we have a red hologram of Uka Uka, and we actually get a pretty clear shot at what the image on that platform is. And if we enhance, you can see that image is the relics that are dotted around the map. Now we don't know how this is going to work, but if I had to guess, collecting these relics fills up a bar or some sort of meter that you can then take these relics back to these spots for maybe either Uka Uka or Aku Aku, or just in general some kind of item. Maybe Uka Uka and Aku Aku are kind of rare pickups because they changed the map, or maybe it's always for them. But I think that gives us a better understanding of what these relics dotted around the map are now for. You collect them and you maybe hand them in to get some kind of item. And we do see multiple platforms like this dotted around the map. In fact, we can see another one in this shot. As to whether or not they all have the relics on them, maybe certain ones require other items. We're just going to have to wait and see, but at least that gives us an idea of what that might be for. Here we have just some nice shots of the map that we saw in the original trailer. I'm just going to be calling this Wumpa Island until we get an official name. We are of course going to be seeing tons of other levels, probably all themed around classic locations from the Crash Bandicoot universe, and of course as we get more information about that, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And in fact, we get another screenshot with that same platform with a red holographic Uka Uka with those relics on it. And I don't know if it's just me, but for some reason this level, while obviously it's very reminiscent of the first couple of levels in Crash 4, really brings me back to Twinsanity. Is it just me? So you may have been seeing them a lot in some of the gameplay and the screenshots, but we have these giant wooded platforms which have a red or a blue ring on top of them, and then inside you can see a bunch of Wumpa fruit. Now this one is surrounded by lava, and these are your bases. These are what you're going to want to try and bring your Wumpa fruit back to fill it up to get to, we assume, 100 Wumpa fruit. Maybe that changes depending on the game type you're in, but there is going to be some sort of risk to here. Maybe you're jumping to slam your Wumpa fruit in the platform, but another character, maybe like Catbat, comes swooping in, bumps you, and you fall in the lava. I don't know if you would die instantly or just lose some Wumpa fruit. That's going to be interesting to find out, but these are your bases. We then just have some cool action shots of pretty much all the different characters doing different things in the game. We have Torna using her grapple hook to get around. We have Entropy, who seems to maybe just be able to float around. We're not entirely sure. We haven't really seen too much of her, and I assume we'll get the male Entropy as well. We of course have Dingodile using his propulsion gun, blowing up a box to get more Wumpa Fruit. Crash and Coco, we assume they'll just be able to sort of slide to gain momentum. Embryo of course can turn into his mutated form, probably moves a little bit quicker, or maybe actually slower, but is maybe harder to take Wumpa Fruit off of. And then I would assume that Cortex here has that dash that he has in Crash 4. Another good look at one of the bases here, you can see this player who's playing as Embryo has mutated up, and we don't know how that's going to work, if that's going to be like you can turn into mutated Embryo permanently throughout the game, but you're probably going to want a big character like Embryo here to defend your base. There's going to hopefully be a lot of strategy here, and we'll actually get into strategy and skill with a quote from Paul Yan in just a minute. Now, the other thing we aren't really too sure about in terms of gameplay are these gem platforms. Now, these have been teased for a very long time, and they start off as white, but when you step on them, they will turn to your team's color, so either red or blue. We don't know if you need to light them all up in your color to maybe be able to bank Wumpa Fruit. Maybe lighting them all up in your color gives you some sort of extra bonus. Hopefully we get concrete gameplay details and rules fairly soon. I've also seen some speculation that maybe you need to get all these platforms to your team's color in order to score that final Wumpa Fruit like we see in the trailer with Crash. Now, the last thing that I want to point out in these screenshots is this one here. Now, obviously these screenshots are all staged, but this one makes me believe that we probably will be seeing some kind of emote in this game for different characters. Obviously Dingodile is chasing Crash here, and maybe Embryo is doing some sort of slam move, but it looks like Cortex, Torna and even Coco are emoting. Cortex has his arms down by his side and isn't holding his weapon. Coco is pointing, and you can't really see her laptop in her hand like we can with all the other screenshots, and Torna has got her arms crossed together. It wouldn't be surprising if we are getting skin customization, emotes, sprays, all of that kind of stuff that you're familiar with in games like Fortnite into this game. And hopefully we learn more about that in the next couple of months, and of course I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. So that's kind of it for the screenshots, but we do have one more thing I want to go over, and that is the quote from Paul Yan, who is the co-studio head of Toys for Bob, and just had a little quote about Crash Team Rumble, and he says this: "We're so excited to unveil our fresh new take on multiplayer in the Crash universe with Crash Team Rumble. Crash Team Rumble has something for everyone. It's easy to pick up and play for those who just want to jump in, while also providing skilled gamers the opportunity to leverage and master their heroes' unique abilities." And that is what I've been wanting to hear. Now, I know there are a lot of people who aren't maybe happy with the direction this game has gone and probably aren't going to touch it, and that's completely fine. But as someone who absolutely adores competitive multiplayer games, this game is right up my street. It is the game I'm most excited for. But on that also comes whether this game is actually going to provide a challenge. And if there is that basic skill gap where if you just want to hop in, collect some Wumpa Fruit for your team, put them in your base, you're good to go. However, if you want to actually compete, you want to put a team together that synergizes well, you want to know your abilities inside out and when to use them best, I feel like this is one of those games where if the other team maybe isn't really paying attention, they could get wiped pretty quickly. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, I am so excited for this game. As I just mentioned, being a huge multiplayer fan, being a huge Crash Bandicoot fan, we've been talking about this game for the last 2 years, and I made a video almost a year ago now talking about what I wanted this game to be, and it's pretty much ticked all the right boxes. So in the comments below, let me know what you think. Are you happy to see that crossplay is making it into this game? What do you think about those relics dotted around the map? Do you think I'm onto something there, and those are what you need to either activate Uka Uka or those platform/buttons on the map to maybe get different items? And do you think we'll see customization options like in games with Fortnite where you have emotes, sprays, and all that kind of good stuff? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, again, click that like button. If you aren't already, subscribe for more Crash Team Rumble. I will be keeping you up to date on everything as it comes out, as well as the odd occasional speculation, theory video, and wishlist video, so make sure you stay tuned. Apart from that though, thank you very much for watching and for hanging out with me. I do super appreciate it, and hopefully I'll catch you around. Until then, as always, cheers.